We begin tonight with that decision by the U.S. Supreme Court. The High Court voted unanimously to overturn the convictions of Bridget and Kelly and Bill Baroni. A live look right now at the George Washington Bridge, which was at the center of the scandal that rocked former Governor Chris Christie's administration. Tonight, Bridget and Kelly is reacting to the decision in an exclusive interview. Here's CBS 2's Hazel Sanchez.
Former aides to Governor Chris Christie, Bridget and Kelly and Bill Baroni were convicted of the political revenge scheme known as Bridgegate that 6 years ago brought traffic to a standstill around the George Washington Bridge. But today, the U.S. Supreme Court threw out their convictions. Kelly, who served as Christie's deputy chief of staff, spoke exclusively to CBS's Dick Brennan about the decision.
What was it like when you heard the news this morning?
Shock, relief, and a lot of tears, but happy tears for once.
Baroni, former deputy executive director of the Port Authority, reacted to the ruling saying, "I have always said I was innocent, and today the Supreme Court unanimously agreed." In 2016, Kelly and Baroni were found guilty of fraud and conspiracy for orchestrating a plan, reducing Fort Lee's access lanes and causing nightmarish gridlock for 4 days. An apparent act of payback against Democratic Fort Lee Mayor Mark Sokolich for refusing to endorse Christie in his 2013 re-election campaign. In the unanimous 15-page ruling, the U.S. Supreme Court agreed the pair used deception to cause the traffic chaos. But not every corrupt act by state or local officials is a federal crime, Justice Elena Kagan wrote in the decision. Because the scheme here did not aim to obtain money or property, Baroni and Kelly could not have violated the federal program fraud or wire fraud laws. But the court was still critical of Baroni and Kelly's behavior, calling it an abuse of power.
I didn't do this. This was an act of the Port Authority and others. And a traffic study that I was told was legitimate. I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't ask enough questions when things started to get strange.
Fort Lee residents have mixed opinions about Kelly and Baroni's exoneration.
They were more victims than actual
perpetrators,
yeah. So I'm okay with that, although it was very, very upsetting. I thought that Governor Christie got out very easily.
It's a travesty what happened. They all should be in jail, including Chris Christie.
Governor Christie praised the court's decision, saying justice has finally been done. But what cannot be undone is the damage that was visited upon all of the people dragged through the mud who had nothing to do with this incident by the prosecutorial misconduct and personal vindictiveness of Paul Fishman. Fishman was the U.S. Attorney for New Jersey at the time. Today, the U.S. Attorney's Office said, quote, "The Supreme Court's decision speaks for itself, and we are bound by that decision." Kelly says she's angry with the prosecution and disappointed in the people she worked with, including Governor Christie. She says though she'll never get over what happened, she will get through this. Hazel Sanchez, CBS 2 News.